Hey.
Yay. Oh, that's right. The playoffs are happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The day this gets released will be game five.
Oh,
Although at time of recording, they've only played three, and Vegas is up two wins to one, unfortunately.
um,
Did you see that game last night?
I haven't had a chance, but I just know that I know the Knights are a good team. The
Yeah,
Golden Knights have been a good team for a while.
they have been, and they really showed it. They scored the first goal in 65 seconds.
What
65
happens?
seconds of the game, and that just like set the tone. The Ducks look like fucking shit out there. Like just for that particular game, it was not their night.
Oh no, but at least they got one, and they got one in Vegas. So if they can get another one here tonight, they'll keep it alive.
Yeah,
You know,
or tomorrow. Tomorrow is when
I
they're.
mean, in Kelly. Well, if they can win in
Well,
Kelly, it'll
it doesn't
help.
matter. This is going to come out after the fact.
Let's see what happens.
Uh,
Oh, fucking. All
so,
right.
but something that is well, less than a month away. Um,
Wow.
Midterm elections for California, and particularly we wanted to talk about the gubernatorial election. So Gavin Newsom is on his way out at the end of the year, and he's going to go on and make a hopefully unsuccessful run for president 2 years later because fuck him. And
Yes.
and
Yes.
now we got to choose who's his replacement. Um, I'll be real, up until April, I was not I was not feeling this race at all. Even just sort of a vibe, like not even like the candidates, just sort of like as a narrative, a drama. Like I wasn't really into it until until Eric Swalwell got
Oh
outed
yeah,
as a
yeah,
rapist. Not just like a sex pest or sex pervert, but like an actual date rapist.
yeah.
Someone who rapes his staffers, and just in less than 2 weeks completely annihilated his political career. This guy was like top of the polls by slim margins for the gubernator for running for governor. And then apparently running for the governor was the worst mistake of his life because yeah, all his former staffers are coming out saying, yeah, he he raped me, and he had to drop out of the race, and then he had
Yep.
to resign from Congress. And it's like I don't know when the last time I've ever seen a politician fall that hard that quickly. It was beautiful, and it
I've
can
seen it.
only happen in the
Yeah,
Democratic Party. Yeah, I said it.
yeah. No, it's happened. Yeah, I remember a couple in the past that weren't as bad, but it's like, all right, you're done. But this was a pretty hard fall. And so this is why for this episode of Give Us the Launch Codes, ladies and gentlemen, Travis and I are going to talk about the governor race for 2016. Sorry,
Yeah.
2026. 2026 in beautiful California.
There's technically like 60, I think there's like
Yeah,
61
something like,
candidates on the ballot.
and only like seven have debated. Only really
Well,
public.
only seven are like polling worth a damn.
Yeah.
I have to say, okay, so for those of you, anybody listening or watching this outside the state of California, um, we have a system we call it a top two jungle primary. So you don't have to be if you're voting in a primary for a state or local office, you don't have to be your party registration and your voter registration doesn't matter because you're voting amongst everyone.
Yeah.
Um, and then whoever is like the top two with the most votes goes on to the general election, and which means theoretically you could have two Democrats in the general election, or as a legitimate fear for this particular race, you could have two Republicans. Because not nearly as many Republicans run as the Democrats, and so Democrats end up splitting some votes. Um, I think the system, I like the first part of this, which is, you get to vote for anyone. I like that. I appreciate that. I don't like the idea of like you have to vote based on what party you register to vote.
Right.
Um, I don't like the fact that you can only two out of however many goes on and that's it. Um, and you have to pick one out of God knows how many. That sucks because basically what that means is that it's very likely with this election the top two candidates are going to go to the general election with less than 40% of the vote. I don't know about you, but that doesn't really sit right with me.
It's a it's a system that's not working, but they ain't gonna fix it right now. That's what's sad.
Yeah, like yeah, not unless somebody does like a ballot initiative to change it. Like which is how we got the system in the first place. I think we got that through a ballot initiative. Like if it were me, if it were me designing this, I'd be like, yeah, keep the jungle primary, but let's have some ranked choice voting. Let's not force people to just pick one person.
You gotta,
Because
yeah,
there's some candidates where I'm like, they'd probably be okay. They might be okay if it was them instead.
right.
But I gotta pick one person. And you can actually be more strategic in how you vote with that too. You can't just like put all your eggs in one. You can be like, I want these people. I am not ranking this person at all. That's how Zohar Mamdani won in New York. He actually formed coalitions with forget that candidate's name, but there's like a system where it's like candidates that are technically rivaling each other can form coalitions. So like, hey, rank us on the ballot, and
Yeah.
then and they'll campaign like that. So I'd say do that, and then the top 20% should go on, which inevitably means in this race like 12 candidates would go on. But
Jesus, that's a lot.
and
Wow.
then we do what other states do with their general elections, where they have an instant runoff system.
Right.
So it would be that this is continuing my design. It's like if you get like 50% of the vote in the initial general election, you're in. You're automatically in. But if nobody gets 50% of the vote, then the top two goes to like a runoff that's like 3 or 4 weeks later, and then you can decide once and for all. That's how California ought to do this. I think that's how, really, my opinion, any place in the United States ought to do this.
Well, it's not a bad
Um,
setup when you think about the way it should be, just because it's like it makes overall more sense, especially with the just ever growing developing states and country, how it just grows and develops it every year. That makes sense. No, I don't see
yeah,
a problem with it. I don't.
because we got so many fucking candidates, like on the ballot, and some of them are like you could tell they're not serious. Like there's
No.
one dude on here whose name is literally Barack Obama Shaw, middle initial D, Barack D. Obama Shaw. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that's that guy's birth name. Just just guessing there. Um, but then we also had a candidate named Don J. Grunman who has been accumulating a lot of controversy, deservedly so, because if you read his candidate statement in this pamphlet, it's like full neo-Nazi shit. To the point, yeah, so to the
It
point
doesn't
where the
surprise me
Department of State
actually.
has been under fire. They're like, why'd you allow that? And I'm like, I don't
It's
know.
freedom. It's freedom of speech.
I guess, like, I don't know if they're just like if they're like not allowed to vet that
You know
stuff,
what though?
but
You know what though? At the
it's
same time,
so
I'd rather out of no matter how many candidates. First of all, I know because there's a lot for this governor's race. I'm actually happy if someone's gonna be full on about themselves, right? I mean, be honest. Be honest about your politics. Don't we want that?
hmm
So then, hey, it weeds it out. Be honest.
Yeah.
Be full honest about where you politically stand, your ideologies are, how you feel, what you want to do for this state.
hmm
And guess what? That's America.
Yeah.
We the people will then weed you out or prop you up.
Yeah.
But good. No, I'm glad the guy was honest. Helps us
So
out, makes it easier.
yeah, and I mean there other stories from this race have been like we do have a self-described socialist candidate on there named Ramsey Robinson who's not polling anywhere. And funnily enough, and this is something that's very sus where I'm going to attack my own side on this. There's a
Yeah.
write-in candidate is running a write-in campaign named Butch Ware. Butch Ware is also like I think he's from the Green Party and he's like a self-described democratic socialist. And he couldn't get read for some reason he couldn't get on the ballot. There was some procedural issues, which is causing people to be like allege there's like sabotage or they're trying to
Oh,
weed out the third party candidates. Wild argument to make when there's like 61 candidates total that were allowed in. It's like Yeah, or maybe you just fucked up on your voting registration. Like
Yeah.
maybe like if you couldn't get that right, come on. But what I find funny is like we already have a registered socialist candidate. So why is there this push for Butch Ware for a fucking write-in campaign when they could just go with the other guy? I don't know. I found that thing I find sussy. I'm just like you're already a niche voting block. Just endorse the guy that's there. Like that doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter. No one knows who Butch Ware or Randy Robinson is. They are not on the debate stage. No one gives a fuck. The people that are up there are as follows. We have two Republicans, two prominent Republicans. We have
Yep.
Steve Hilton, a British guy who served once. I think he had like some sort of Fox News program or Fox News
Yeah.
talk show or something.
Former Fox News host and former advisor to UK Prime Minister.
Yeah, he was literally an advisor to David Cameron.
Yep.
And he's a
2
British
years.
guy. Um,
Who's
which
into apparently who's into opening up restaurants around the world.
yeah, but the fact that he was like an advisor to David Cameron means he technically has more political experience than Tom Steyer does.
Yeah, but I honestly I don't like that it's like, oh, you're though standing behind the party of Republicans who want more natural born Americans running things. You are born in Britain, and yet you're siding with people who wouldn't want you in their party.
Well, considering that he was a Tory in Britain, which is basically just what they call Republicans.
But
The
no,
Republicans here are Tories in
no,
Great
I'm saying,
Britain,
but
so
to me as a voter, that just says that they're using him as a pawn, as a means to an end, because he is against everything they believe in. You're not
and
an American. You're not an American. So why are the Republicans wanting
yeah,
a non-American to run the fourth
yeah,
largest economy in the world? No, it just goes against it.
yeah.
It goes against everything Republicans stand for.
He's
So,
a non-American in a colloquial sense, but he does have an American citizenship. Let's be clear about that.
but you know what I mean,
Um,
though. You get what I
yeah,
mean. He goes.
yeah. It's
It's dumb.
all
It's
it's
dumb.
all
Him
horseshit.
overall is just like a, oh, you're a pawn. You're being used
Sure.
to. They'll
Yeah.
cast him out real quick.
Funnily enough, he's the one with the Trump endorsement, which is really funny given the other Republican,
That's why I'm saying, yeah.
Chad Bianco, Riverside County Sheriff. I'm assuming he was elected into that role, as sheriffs usually are. He is like trying to make himself be like the MAGA candidate. You see him on
Hmm.
stage, he's like, racism is not a problem in our systems. We don't have a homeless problem. We have a drug and mental illness problem. It's like, no, we do have a homelessness problem too. Um, he's like the one dude on the debate stage that actually acts like an asshole and isn't afraid to make like personal attacks, whereas everyone is like pretty pretty cautious of making personal attacks. You've noticed that in the debates, like nobody. This is like such a tenuous situation with the polling. It's going to be very close.
Well, they're
It's
even Steve Hilton. He's attacking your job, not your personal life.
Yeah, he just says the Democrats, whereas like Chad Bianco will say the Democrats, and they'll say Democrat. They'll do the thing where it's like we'll say Democrat as in like make you think of the word rat.
Hmm.
I swear I'm not making that up. That is like an actual known Republican strategy for decades. But then Bianco will say like, you know what, Katie Porter, I don't think you're a good mother. Like he
No,
just
no,
can't like keep his he just can't help himself.
he can't control himself. That's the problem as a leader. If you can't control yourself in public, that's not showing good leadership. You can't keep a cool head at all. So it makes you.
Yeah.
Plus,
Then we
also
have
too, the
yeah.
fact that he admitted that he has seen politicians molest children, and it's like, okay, so what'd you do about it? That's the time to
What'd
brag,
you do?
right? No, but that's the time. Isn't that the time to brag? That's
Hmm.
the big time to brag. What'd you do about it? You were just flippantly saying, I've watched videos of politicians molesting kids. What'd you do about it? Drop some names. Let's go, dude. Come on.
He's yeah.
So he
He's
can.
very funny to me. I find him to be a very funny guy. We had Tom Steyer, who's yes, an actual billionaire, never held a political office. He previously ran for president in 2020.
That's
Um
him. Yeah.
The bizarre thing about Steyer is that he is in terms of his like politics, he is like the most progressive candidate up there. That is the sheer bizarre thing about all of this. He is the one who's saying, "Yeah, I should be abolished. We need to do like a Green New Deal. We should have a fucking wealth tax." That aggravated me in the debate where they're like, hey, everybody, like, should we do a wealth tax? And everybody except Steyer, of all people, said no. It's like, what is wrong with you? What?
Also,
I
too, did
understand why the
you?
Republicans say that, but like, even fucking Katie Porter, really?
Well,
I used to
also,
respect you.
oh God, I never did.
Ugh.
Uh, also, too, did you notice that he was the only one who kept the most cool because everyone was cutting him off the most, but he just kept going, didn't acknowledge.
Yes.
It was so crazy how I'm like, dude, this guy's handling it the best out of everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he
honestly,
is.
the sad part about especially the second debate, is 6 out of the 7 were acting like ASB high school children.
Hmm.
Really, that's the thing. That's why to me, and I'm like this. Okay, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Now I'm like this. This guy, this guy's holding out the best because he's literally the only adult in the room.
Yeah. And he's actually like, and he's reading the room. He's like, yeah, California voters want this, this, and this. Like he's openly talking. He's even talked about like we should do like a freaking Medi-Cal for all, like a universal healthcare system for California. Like he is literally saying all the right things. And it's like, my God, you know, you, there's a part of me it's like, can't you just like run for city council first? Can you like run for city council, run for state assembly? Like, can you
Can you
get
be,
some experience? I want to like you, but like you're
can you
but
can you be an alderman just for 2 years?
just for two, yeah, yeah, come on, just like get that on your resume, and then you could be like, yeah, I know how to govern, I know how government works because I actually worked it. Yeah, because meanwhile you
Hey,
have
doesn't he make you feel like, in a way, he's kind of like, oh God, who was Leslie Knope's opponent? It was Paul Rudd, but he was like just super charming, happy, nothing bothered him. He was always like, everyone was just like, oh God, he's reading the room, he's doing a good job.
yeah, but like with substance.
Yeah, no,
He's
that's
the
what I'm
Paul Rudd
saying.
character with substance.
That's the problem. That's the thing. You bring him up compared to the other candidates, just the main 6, the main 7, even the former, mayor of LA. I'm like, these guys suck and they're acting like children and they can't even answer the question. Yes or no? They gave you the guidelines. Just yes or no.
Yeah, well, yeah, former LA Mayor Antonio Vergosa is like fucking molded bread. Well, like, and I was like, bro, you ran like 8 years ago, and
Yeah.
you went neck and neck with Gavin Newsom, and I didn't vote for either of you, because I hated both of you.
Yeah. And now
Like, oh, you
we
think you
got
should come back? You look like a fucking has-been. And
and
then
you got the billionaire who's just like the adult. And you know what? Hey, the main question I hate that they didn't ask was just who's backing your campaign? Who's funding it? Like there's some actual questions that should have been asked.
yeah.
And
Like
the
Matt
debates are over.
Mahan, why is Peter Thiel and Palantir funding your campaign through dummy packs?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So, okay, who are
which is
the
like that he's like I'm the centrist candidate. He reminds me of like Matt Mahan reminds me of Mayor Pete a lot. He reminds me so much of Pete Buttigieg.
oh,
And
okay. So I'm glad you brought him
God,
up. You know he sounds like one of the SNL guys, right? No, really, I forget his name, but there's one of the current SNL cast members. That's the voice. Legitimately spot on. And the entire time I'm like this. Oh, SNL's gonna have fun with this. It's literally him. Oh my
yeah,
God.
he sounds like the guy who's running through the script. Like he reminds me of all the like I was having flashbacks to the 2020 presidential primaries of like all the boring candidates because I remember how loaded that field was and how like they had to have like two consecutive nights of debates just to cover everyone
Hmm.
and all the the Seth Moultons, the Mayor Pete, Eric Swalwell who also ran for president that year. Um, he reminds me of that. He's so like you crafted a Democratic candidate in a lab. That's what Matt Mahan reminds me of, and I don't trust a goddamn thing he says. And well, I just don't trust centrists either because they believe in nothing and they want to do nothing, especially if they're Democrats. Um, Katie Porter, I used to like. She's a congresswoman, but then there was the stuff that got out a few months ago about how like she was in a meeting with a cabinet secretary for California, and her one of her staffers like walked in the frame of her Zoom video and
Yeah.
she just like cussed her out. It was like, "You're in my fucking shot." And it's like, girl, like, and first of all, it's like, if this is how you act on camera, how do you act off camera?
Yeah.
And then there was that infamous CBS California interview where the reporter was just doing the basic thing of like doing follow-up questions. I think the question was like, how do you expect to win the gubernatorial seat without like MAGA voters? And then Katie Porter just like got upset. She's like, I don't like the fact that you're asking me follow-up questions. I'm leaving. It's like,
Yeah.
what? That's your temperament?
Yeah. And isn't
Maybe
it
I
again?
don't.
And isn't it crazy again? The only adult in the room is the billionaire who has no experience.
Yeah. I mean,
Is he the,
arguably, you can argue another adult, a very boring adult, but like not like a different kind of boring than Matt Mahan. It's a boring that doesn't piss me off, but it's still like not exciting. Is Javier Becerra,
oh, fuck
uh,
him.
our former AG and the former U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, aka Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s predecessor. Um, he's
Yeah,
actually rising up in the polls recently. I guess these last few debates have been good for him. His thing is just I have experience. That's basically his shtick. Like I have more experience than everyone in the room, and therefore you should just argument from authority. You should trust me for the job. Um,
not
you know,
much though. It's not
I'm like,
much.
it's like okay, so you're gonna be boring, Gavin Newsom.
You're gonna basically be the status quo, and nothing will change for the
Uh,
next however many
and
years you do it.
it's now I'm not gonna. I don't know about you. I'm not giving no endorsements on this show. I
I'll
haven't
say that
I haven't
I'm not
submitted my
choosing.
ballot. I haven't made all my decisions yet, and I'm not gonna tell you what for. But I gotta say, like as I said, like I'm just saying, the most progressive of the viable candidates, of the candidates that are polling highest enough, that are more likely than not to get to the general, on those stage, the most progressive one is Tom Steyer.
Which is weird.
It's weird, and it makes me very conflicted. It's again not just the fact that he's a billionaire. He's someone who hasn't done public service.
No,
He hasn't had
no,
a taxpayer job.
he hasn't had a taxpayer job. He hasn't done public service. He is a billionaire, which you and I, like we've said, we're just it's done. It's over with. We can't do it here. But
Yep.
then again, he's saying all the right things. But when you listen to him, he's not just saying it. It's like, fuck, he's fucking talking it. He's doing it. Like
Yeah. It's
he's
like okay, he's a genuine class trader. I think he'll get knocked a lot on those on the fact that yeah, he did previously have bad investments in like private prisons and ICE
yes, he did.
detention centers. It's like but I know that he eventually divested out of that. It's like I think he genuinely might have regret for investing in those projects.
And
I
then
think
now
he
here's the only
genuinely
problem.
believes
Oh
that
no. Oh,
yeah.
everyone's conscience comes to get them if you listen to it or not. Problem is now, do we have a candidate whose mindset is buying back my soul? And we've seen the dangers of that too in human history.
Hmm.
So I am not impressed, nor am I confident in my California just in the government right now, just because of what I've seen with the future. Six of them suck dick. One of them
Yep.
is just like, that's what it is. What it is. Out of the viable candidates, six of them are like, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. I fuck F you, F you, F you. And then you got this guy who you're like, it's you know what it's the equivalent of? And this isn't trying to call him a derogatory term, it's just a description of like how it makes you go like this. I don't like this. Have you seen recently videos of people domesticating jumping spiders? I'm not joking about this, by the way. Have you seen recently in the
What?
past 3 years?
What?
I'm not joking. This isn't a joke. In
Okay.
the past 3 years, or a lot of videos on social media of people domesticating jumping spiders.
Hmm.
And those motherfuckers are cuddling. their owner. Like they're cuddling their fingers. They're like reaching out with their, legs going like this. Hug, 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 like a dog. Like they're like, no, look up those videos, Travis. This isn't a joke. I'm not joking. Look up these videos of people who own jumping spiders, and they are little puppies. And you're just like this.
Good for them.
No, no, but like
You do you, bro.
no, but think about that. The image of a spider cuddling. You're like, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's just weird. So it is.
Hmm.
That's why I'm
I
just like
mean,
this.
I have a friend from college who has like pet snakes, and she constantly
That's
cuddles
different.
with her.
That's different. It's a reptile. I'm talking about a gosh darn motherfucking spider. And all jumping spiders are basically poisonous, but it's going like this.
Okay,
And it's
all
like
right, yeah.
cuddles, and you're just like this.
We'll
Watch those videos, but you're just like this. The fucking spider's really cuddling. The goddamn spider's cuddling the person's finger. This is fucking weird. No. So it's like, yeah, no. Just nah. Like I'm not. I don't like the future where this government could
it's
possibly go.
like when you watch Tiger King and Joe Exotic's like with one of his tigers, and they seem like they're close, but then the tiger gets like feral for a moment. You're like waiting for that to happen. It's like,
Yeah.
oh
It's
wait,
like
I
you know what it
remembered
is.
my
You know what it
nature.
is. It's like people. It's like the jackass stuff when they do stuff with bears, just like this. Yeah. So, and it's like I said, I'm not using that to describe the man as a spider or, something just, horrible you can't
Hmm.
trust animal wise. No, I'm just saying that's the moment of like this billionaire is saying all this shit. The fuck, and he's the adult in the room. He's not throwing a tantrum. People were in that second debate, by the way. First of all, my gosh, we have to figure out a better way to run debates. That was a very embarrassing structured debate. I swear,
Yeah,
they just need to cut off your mic. At 30 seconds, your mic's cut off.
maybe our debate should not be strictly hosted by corporate TV networks, and we should have like nonprofit groups, like how the League of Women Voters used to like do the presidential debates, and then Biden and Trump basically ditched that system. We're like, nah, we're gonna do debates based on like which network can pitch us the best.
You know who should
It,
run the debate because he'll just tell people that they shut up, wait your turn, and like they'll listen to him because he could kick their ass. Who's
mhm.
the new guy on ESPN again? Pat McAfee. Just have him run the debate. Have him run all debates of like, no, 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 you're done talking. Shut up. Move. Go. Like, and he can like, first of all, cut off mics. Like it's so unprofessional, and it's like a bunch of children talking. When it's like, dude, 30 seconds are up. Just cut off the mic. Just cut their mic off. Just cut it off. They should. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah, I know. It's like a polite like. I mean, I can see it's like oh,
No,
they
fuck them.
finished their thought, but yeah,
No,
it's
fuck them. Cut them off. You can't do it in 30 seconds. Time crunch. That's a job.
how can you solve all the problems in the world? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, if you can't say,
That's
hey,
what stupid
and if you
things
can't
are.
say it, that's on your ass. Oh well, move on. But Tom Snyder, every time someone was interrupting Tom, he was just like this. He just calmly put his hand up, remember, and just kept talking. He just like,
Yeah, he was very good about that.
it's like Jesus, dude. It's like
Meanwhile,
watching.
Chad Bianco's like, "You're lying. You're just like interjecting, like
Oh,
you
you could.
suck. No one. I can't believe you're doing this. No one likes this."
He's sadly to me he looks like, oh, you're the dad who gets pissed off if someone forgets a coaster, but not in a way of like this. Hey, could you get the coaster? Like you flip the table.
Yes,
No, no, he's that guy.
yes, he is
Over
that
the
guy.
coaster. He flips the table. It's like, dude, we can't trust that. Like, can you
He's so funny and pathetic because like he wanted Trump's endorsement for the election, and then they went to he gave it to the posh British guy instead, and so now his only hope of getting in is that he's the second candidate. Because he's not gonna like I think Steve Hilton will probably make the general. Chad Bianco is hoping that he's the second candidate. I think he even said as much in one of the debates. Like it's gonna be me versus Mr. Hilton. That's
he
his
said
only
that.
hope. Yeah.
And here's the problem though, by the way. Again, if okay, fine. Speaking from the MAGA and the Republicans. Trump's endorsing a non-American for the fourth largest economy in the world. Think about that though. No, no, really.
The most important state in the country. Yeah, I said
Yes, is be no, yeah, but it is. It's true. We're the fourth largest economy in the world. No one comes close to us in the other states, and yet Trump is endorsing a non-American. That kind of goes against pretty much everything, MAGA.
It's
It
because
does.
Trump sees Hilton and he's like, okay, you're a money man like me. You get
Yeah, but that's the thing.
it. That's why.
If for Trump to endorse someone who's not American, you are going against going against why your people voted for you. So it's like, okay,
Hmm.
that just shows you like it's the equivalent of, a bunch of slave owners fighting for a free state. Can't have freedom and be a slave owner at the same time. Like it makes no sense. The double standard.
Yeah.
Fast backwards thinking. The two debates left me very just not looking forward to what's going to happen. Um, it's not looking good, I think, for California and the possibility of leaderships. We have a lot of problems. And here's the thing: we do have a lot of problems. Even though, yes, we make the most money for the country, we have a lot of problems, and these problems can't be just solved by the past mentalities. It has to be something new. No one's really doing that. Well, like again, we'll see who's really got the put the money where the mouth was and who's going to be bought out. Because that's a problem. We have corporate greed. We have to see who's, by the way, who's running their campaign, like we brought up.
Hmm.
We have to see how hard are they going to be hard against data centers coming up, for example. That could happen here in the state.
Yeah.
You look at happening to Utah, look what's happening to Texas, look what's happening in other parts of the world. Like these data centers are not going good. It's just not going good. And
Yeah.
then other things too. Yeah, the whole thing with okay, for us specifically in California, our big thing is Hollywood. How are you going to get them to film in here and compared to outside the state? And then while you're going to be governor, we have the Olympics. It's a
Yeah.
big thing, big security risk, big problems.
Hmm.
Who's going to be allowed to come in? Who's not? What's your stance on certain political stuff? Will the war be going on at this time?
Yeah,
Gas.
what are you gonna is ICE gonna fuck shit up? Or are you gonna like,
We'll
I don't
find
know,
and we'll
put
find
them
that
in
out
jail?
too, how they act during the World Cup.
Hmm.
All this will be telling. All this will be that California, the governor of the next one has to not only put their foot down in the sense of protecting us, but put their foot down in the sense of also too governing us. We got to wake the fuck up here, people. There's a lot of work we have to do, and we can't be this petty division of just certain regions of the state. We have a homeless problem. We do. We also have other multiple problems with housing, with violence, with drugs, with gangs, with all mixture of things you can think of. But pay wages, all this stuff, our sports too, every little thing you can think of. Yeah, we have a big problem. So it's like, okay, how are we going to deal with this? How are we going to trickle this down? How are we going to attack this? And then also too, at the same time, like I said, the same way about Mindami when he won, about New Yorkers, Californians, we have to work with the governor. It can't just be like, oh, you'll make it work. It's like, well, no, he'll make it work with us following.
Yep.
We have to do this together. We have to, hey, the high-speed rail train. It's working in Asia and Japan, China and Japan. It's working everywhere else. We can make it
Yeah.
work here. We just got to do it. We have to make a lot of things work here because we should have been doing it already.
Yeah. Just to uh put in perspective, I'm gonna do for a video. This only matters if, well, I'm gonna narrate through it, but like for the video portion, I am
Oh,
I'm
we're
showing.
getting fun.
Yeah, it's about time I started doing stuff like this on the show. If you're watching the video portion of this, a video version of this, I am showing a poll on screen. This is the most recent poll that I could find. This is kind of taken like sort of week of debates, so it's probably accounting for like the debate reactions. This is from the Melman Group. Now, admittedly, the Melman Group was doing this on behalf of the Matt Mahan campaign, so make that what you will. But it is as follows. Uh, Sometimes that happens. Like campaigns will like sponsor the polls about the races they're
Oh, of
in.
course, yeah.
So yeah, the top two tied at 20%. Javier Becerra and Steve Hilton, and then Chad Bianco at 14%. Tom Steyer at 12%, Matt Mahan at 10%, Katie Porter at 9%. And I want to note that for this poll, excuse me, that was the Guinness
Excuse
I was
you.
drinking. Mm.
Ooh, the Guinness.
The margin of error for this particular poll is 4.5%. So that means for like those bottom four, the latter four candidates, they're basically like in statistical ties with each other.
That makes
Pretty
sense though.
close. Pretty close. The earliest non
Ooh, we're getting good
party.
graphs here, folks. For those who can't
Yeah,
see,
this is from
get on
Survey
YouTube.
USA, sponsored by two San Diego news outlets that you can see in the top left there. Um, it's showing Steve Hilton 20, Tom Steyer at 18, uh, who Chad Bianco 12.
Yeah, I see it now. What you're looking at.
Yeah, Katie. Yeah, it's this stuff right here. Yeah. Yeah. Wanted to highlight it.
Ah!
Yeah, there we go. Um, yeah, Matt Mahan at 7. Tony Thurman, who's our his title is Superintendent of Public Instruction. So he's like the head of education in California, public edu. He's technically running, but no one cares.
Yeah, he's not
Ah,
doing it well at all.
yeah, and I just lost my place. Where the fuck?
What?
Ah,
Number
that's what I get
five.
for
There we
playing.
go.
There we go. Um,
I like this though. Um,
yeah, and but yeah, 17% undecided.
I guess
So
that's technically me.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
It
that's
just yeah, it
fair.
just
That's
sucks,
I mean,
isn't
that's
it?
like 20, 1/5 of the population undecided. So
You know,
it
I
says
kind
a
of
lot.
wish. I wish sometimes. I wish it was.
Ooh.
And I know that leads to a whole can of worms. I'm just saying this is more of my like, wouldn't it be nice, wave of the wand. It's like I would rather trust two people in one ballot. You know what I mean? Like two people working together for a whole state, a whole country. I know that basically means president and vice president. And I know, like I said, that opens a whole can of worms. But it's like, gosh damn, man, this one person could screw this up or make it stagnant. And I don't want stagnant either. No one wants stagnant.
Well, see, with the that's why I brought up the ranked choice voting proposal. It's like
Yeah, you're right.
if you do that, you create opportunity. I mean, there's no guarantee that like if one wins, if you have like more
Yeah,
than
no,
one
yeah.
person campaigning with each other, there's no guarantee that like oh they're all going to be in the administration together if they win. But you can form coalitions and be like, well, we can acknowledge that we're similarly
Yes.
minded, and we
Yes.
can come together for a common goal. One thing that oh God, what was his name? That Mamdani and uh the the other candidate he was with that also seemed like a good guy. That other guy is actually running for Congress now, and I hope he wins. Um, but they collabed together and they were like, hey, fill out us in either one or two, your choice. Fill out whoever you want for third and fourth and then fifth in your on your ballot. Do not rank Cuomo.
Yeah.
That was like the bottom line. It was like, in fact, every candidate was doing it. It was like, do not rank Cuomo on your ballot. Do not put this guy on your ballot. And like, you could do stuff. You can have more dynamic campaigning that's like, more collaborative like that with a ranked choice system. And we just don't have that in California
Hopefully soon.
yet.
No, maybe like I said, times could change.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. This has been like I feel like this is kind of a quick to the point episode. Is there any final thoughts or comments?
There's one more thing I wanted to bring up.
Perfect.
I wanted to read another candidate statement.
Thank you. Do it.
This candidate, he has no party preference. This is in the primary
Ooh.
voting guide that you should have for the statewide primary voting guide you should have received. So look it up. Um, his name is Living for God. First name, no spaces or hyphens. Living for God. Middle name and country, also all one word. Last name Demott. Living for God and country Demott. I'll read you the statement.
This is like the equivalent of that one British guy who was in full Knight's gear about 10 years ago. Remember him?
Yes, yes.
But
I
like
know.
that guy actually was standing for something.
Yeah, yeah. Like, well, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here's this. My legal name, Living for God, means living a life reflecting the good character of Jesus Christ.
Jesus
It is my
Christ.
foundation, my operating system, and compass. As a chaplain, it is my opinion that any success built on the foundation of deceit and corruption is like building a castle on the sand. So when the storm screams against the windshield, I will not flinch. When it comes to the kind of turbulence that brings planes down, I will be the pilot who punches through the storm. So the passengers, parentheses, you the people,
Oh, bring them
breathe
on a
again.
passenger. Fuck them. Wow.
I'm
Well,
not done.
I know, but still, just wow. I
As a,
love it.
suc- as a successful businessman, I built Big Time Pest Control. Guess that was the name of his business, Big Time Pest Control, from the ground up, then sold it trading upper management to serve as a chaplain in the trenches, kneeling hand in hand with the forgotten and the broken. My heritage is a map of U.S. American grit, stretching from Samuel Fuller, the doctor of the Mayflower, to the lightning rod of Benjamin Franklin. But I am not looking back. I'm looking forward to all of California, where people are feeling abandoned and betrayed. I have a plan to stop illegal ICE operations. Oh, actually based. Okay, cool. Uh, and a chaplain's heart to remember who the system serves. That's all. That's the same sentence. That wow. I'm 100% against the miles driven tax to make California great again. Uh-oh. Protect the people! As the old parties are debating the heat over who brought the matches while the dumpster fire burns, I am handing you a fire extinguisher. That's why I'm the best choice for governor of California. Visit www.demontforgovernor.com.
He has a fire extinguisher for his sigil. Okay. Supports firefighters. What do you do? Not that.
Just
Well, at
imagining
least
like
you know,
a
having fun, I guess, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? After reading that, I don't
Does
know.
someone think they're John
Maybe my
Brown?
choice is what?
Someone think he's John Brown? Is that it? Just, ah.
I just read that and like, is that your first draft, or did you actually make edits to this? Like, did you
Can
did
you
you do
imagine if it
that? Did you
was?
actually read it and then go back and like, you know what? I want to tweak some things. And
That's
good
all I gotta say
stuff.
to that.
Good
Great stuff.
stuff.
Good stuff in the Golden State.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
All right.
I think
We'll
that's us.
close it there.
Uh,
Um,
well, first off, let's close it real quick. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, platform formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, RSS, and don't forget, when we're done here, go to our Patreon. We got a fun one right now set up for you guys on Patreon.
oh yes.
But overall, to everyone, to our fellow Californians, just get out and vote. You have to vote. No
Yeah.
one, don't sit idly by. The 17%, which is me. I'm a part of it. Let's find our candidate. Let's get and vote. And let's whoever wins, like I said with Mendami, we got to come together. We have to
Yeah.
work with them.
Hmm.
They have to keep up their end of the bargain. And remember, like I believe with voting, we voted for you. Don't mess up.
Yep. I'll say this is a tough election to want to vote. In
It's
general,
that, yeah.
it's a tough election to want to vote strategically. I'm not going to tell you how to vote, whether to vote strategically or vote with your heart. Um, I will say if you want to vote strategically, yeah, Hilton, Becerra, Steyer, Bianco, Porter, Mahan, those are kind of your viable. Those are kind of your only choices.
Yeah, that makes
Uh,
sense. It's just strategically. It's just being,
yeah.
yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Other than that, so I'll leave you that to ponder for the next month.
But please,
I
folks, get out and vote. That's what we're pushing.
Yeah,
We'll push. That's
June
the one thing we'll
6th,
push.
right? No, it's is it June 2nd? Is it my
Second, I thought.
birthday?
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
my
your birthday.
birthday. Woo!
But I'll say this though: the one thing we are pushing here, give us the launch codes, is vote.
Yeah.
Push it. Pushing just vote. We gotta still believe in the system of voting.
It's not the only tool for change, but it's a tool, so use it.
By the way, that was a great voice you did. You got to do that for more stuff. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. I look forward to more elections to just see more
Should we do
crazy.
that for fun? Like after this election's over, let's find people's stuff and just do voice like acting of it. Why not? Fuck it, right? That'd be
Oh,
a
that'd
fun
be
one.
cool.
Let's do that. Let's
Yeah.
do that in what? July? Yeah, July.
Maybe, yeah, yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm glad I didn't read the neo-Nazi one. Uh,
Ooh,
it's bad.
if we do, I'll suck on helium. I'll suck on helium when I do it. I'll do it. You know I will. Folks, thank you for being a part of us. As always, we love you, and we thank you for joining us. We hope the Ducks win. That's our big concern right now for us. Go Ducks. And also, too, basketball's going on next, too. We'll talk about that when the NHL's over. We'll talk about the NBA.
Yeah, well, aren't they like going to end at the same time?
Almost.
Okay.
I know you had a good idea with a sports episode we're going to do in the future. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our closing statement. Really research still these people, and just like Travis said, he's right. Whether you vote with your heart or strategically, we really want us to vote. Everyone's got to vote. We got to really show the people show those who we elect, that they're not in charge. You work for us.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Quick episode. It's nice to do once in a while. This was pretty straight to the point. And I'm Tom.
I'm Travis.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bye, everyone.
Go Ducks.